So we have seen that molecular orbital theory. Once again, I am saying same thing. So molecular orbital theory is a combination of two atomic orbital. So two atomic orbital gives two molecular orbital. Actually, why we have gone to molecular orbital theory? Because valence bond theory cannot explain stability and energy. So that molecular orbital theory can explain the stability and energy of a particular molecule. So actually, it is a according to wave mechanics, the atomic orbitals can be expressed by wave function. So when you see that two waves are there, if two waves combine psi A and psi B, if it combine, it is a constructive interference. Interference is nothing but overlapping, constructive overlapping. If we add, it is a constructive overlapping and it is known as bonding or molecular orbital. If the two waves, orbitals are overlapping, it is bonding orbital. So bonding orbital has constructive interference. Destructive interference, if it is a two waves when it overlap, if it is opposite sign are there, that means minus, if you subtract the two waves it cannot form any wave, then it is known as anti-bonding. It is known as anti-bonding. Anti-bonding has more energy. We know that bonding is a stable. If it is a stable, it has less energy. If it is unstable, it is more energy. So when we see this atomic orbital, it is made by atoms. Molecules are made by molecules. So in molecules, atoms will not be there. See, in atomic orbital, we will see 1s, 2s, 2p. But in molecular orbital, sigma, pi and delta. Delta we will see later on. So number of orbitals of atomic orbital is equal to number of orbitals in molecular orbital. How many atomic orbitals are there? That many molecular orbital will be present. So it is constructive and destructive interference. Interference is overlapping. So bonding and anti-bonding overlapping. Combining of atomic molecule must have same or nearly equal energy and it has same shape also. So equal energy only can overlap. For example, SS can overlap PX and PX, PY and PY. Never SS or PY cannot overlap. So same energy will be overlap. Combining atomic orbital must have same, nearly same energy. Must have same symmetry also. Must have overlap maximum extent. Now let us see type of molecular orbital, that is sigma and pi molecular orbital. Sigma is formed by axial overlapping, axial atomic orbital interference. Interference means nothing but overlapping. If you see plus and plus constructive interference, it forms two plus in a eclipse nuclei. It is combined with a negative charge, that is bonding molecular orbital. If two orbitals are subtracted, it is a destructive interference. When it forms, it has one nodal plane. It has one nodal plane. It is formed in such a way where there is no probability of electrons in nodal. So it is sigma star. Sigma star is anti-bonding. Let us see that example of nitrogen. If you see the nitrogen, it has 3 bond. One is sigma bond, 2 pi bond is there in between nitrogen molecule. So when you see that last 2 p3 electrons, 3 electrons are there, it is there in x, y, z orbital. So xx will combine, yy will combine, zz will combine. Always remember that pz form sigma bond. PZ always form sigma bond. PX and PY it can form pi bonding. That is important. Now let us see PZ overlapping. So PZ is here on the plane. So we can see that when two atomic orbital overlap in a constructive interference, it forms in such type of shape. So it has two nodal plane. So this is sigma 2pz. When two 2pz atomic orbital combine overlap constructive interference, it form sigma 2pz is an axial interference. And destructive interference minus, if you subtract that waves, you will be getting 3 nodal plane in shape. You will get in such a way, that is sigma star 2pz. Sigma star 2pz. Sigma 2 star. So when you see that 2pz orbital combine, one is sigma, another one is sigma star. Sigma is the bonding, sigma star is the anti-bonding. Always sigma star will have more energy, but stability will be less. When you see the 2p, now let us see pi. Pi is a sideways interference, that is anti-bonding overlapping. Both the bonding and anti-bonding overlapping, it is sideways interference. Now let us see p orbit, px or py. For both it is same only. So when both are constructive interference occur, it has a one nodal plane between this 2px orbitals, that is pi 2px bonding molecular orbital. Pi 2px is bonding molecular orbital. Next one, if you see that when two px orbitals are subtracted, it gives destructive interference. When it gives destructive interference, you will be getting two nodal planes are there, that is pi star 2px anti-bonding molecular orbital. So in your textbook also it is given. So when it form subtract, that is in destructive interference, two nodal planes are formed. So when we are keeping this electronic configuration molecular orbital, we have to keep Auffa principle, Pauli's exclusion principle, Hund's rule in our mind. So according to this, all the rules only, in molecular orbitals also electrons are filled. Auffa principle means filling the lower energy will be get filled first. Pauli's exclusion principle, both will have opposite spin electron. Hund's rule say that after completing orbital, next only pairing takes place. That's a pi star, nodal plane is there. This is the overlapping of sideways interference, px or py. For both it form in such a way only. So destructive interference, when it form two atomic orbital combine, and it will be having two nodal plane, that is pi star 2px. So these all the rules you have to keep in your mind while filling this molecular orbital. Recall all the definitions. Auffa principle, Pauli's exclusion principle, and Hund's rule. So pairing happen after filling that orbital. So n plus L rule is not applicable for filling molecular orbital. Only these three rules are there. So if you have 14 electrons or less than 14 electrons, how we have to write the electronic configuration for molecular orbital? For that order is there. This order you by heart it. First sigma 1s, sigma star 1s, sigma 2s, sigma star 2s. Next pi 2px and pi 2py are equal energy. Afterwards sigma 2pz. Afterwards pi star 2px and pi star 2py. Next is sigma 2pz. This is the order. So this order you by heart it. So when that electrons are having 14 or less than 14 electrons, it will be filled in such a way. Sigma 1s, sigma star 1s, 2s, sigma 2 star 2s, pi 2px, pi 2py, sigma 2pz, pi star 2px, pi star 2py, sigma star 2pz. This is the way we have to fill the electrons in the increasing order of stability, energy. Let us see example of hydrogen. Hydrogen molecule has 2 electrons. So the 2 electrons will go to sigma 1s2. Helium, it is the hypothetical arrangement, that is helium 2 it should be, it has 4 electron, sigma n-2 and sigma star 1s2. Hydrogen ion has 1 electron, so that 1 electron will be in sigma 1s1. Let us see how to find the bond order. Bond order is equal to number of bonding minus number of anti-bonding by 2. So if we bond order more means stability will be more. The stability based on the bond order. If it has more bond order, the stability will be more. So if you see that helium 2, what is the bond order? How many bonding are there? 2 bonding electrons and 2 antibonding electrons. So 2 minus 2 divided by 2, that is equal to 0. So it cannot exist. If bond order is 0, that such type of molecule cannot exist. If you see that hydrogen 2 plus ion, it has only 1 sigma. So bonding is 1 minus 0 by 2, that is 1 by 2. For hydrogen molecule, bond order is 2 minus 0, because it has only 1 sigma, 2 electrons are there. So 2 by 2, that is 1. So when you see this, which has more bond order, hydrogen has more bond order. So hydrogen will have more stable. So when you have to arrange those in the increasing order of stability. So when you see that hydrogen more stable than hydrogen ion than helium. Hydrogen has 3, hydrogen 2 has, and negative ion has 3 electron, that is one is sigma 1s2 and sigma star 1s1. Bond order is 2 minus 1 by 2, that is 1 by 2. If bond order is equal, then we have to check the anti-bonding orbital. So it is a more less number of anti-bonding orbitals there means that will have more stable. More anti-bonding is there means that will have less stable. So when you see this, H2 has more stable than hydrogen cation, then hydrogen anion. Anti-bonding is less stable. If it contains anti-bonding, it is less stable. So bond length is inversely proportional to bond order. Bond length increases, bond order decreases. So in that molecules we will be having magnetic nature also. How the two magnetic nature, that is paramagnetic and diamagnetic. Paramagnetic is molecules will get attracted because of unpaired electrons. Diamagnet is repel each other because of paired electrons. Paired electrons will have more energy, so it will repel each other. So if you see that if it has unpaired electrons, it is paramagnetic. If it has paired electrons, it is diamagnetic. If you see that hydrogen, it has paired electrons, so it is diamagnetic. If you see that hydrogen anion, it has unpaired electrons, so it is paramagnetic. Now let us see the formation of different molecules. If you see lithium has 3 electrons. So hypothetical lithium molecule is lithium 2. So 6 electrons are there. 6 electrons will go to sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2. How many bonding electrons? 4. Antibonding 2. So 4 minus 2 by 2, 2 by 2 is 1. And when it changed to lithium ion, positive ion, sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2 and sigma 2s1. So when you see that bond order, 3 minus 2 by 2, that is 1 by 2. 1s2, that is not 2s2, 1s2 sigma 2s1. So when you see that bond order, it has 3 bonding, that is sigma 1s2, sigma 2s1, sigma star 2s2 is 2. When it turns to negative ion, it will 1 electron will be added. So lithium 2 will have 7 electrons. 1s2, sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s1. So bond order is 4 minus 3 by 2, that is equal to 1. So when you see that lithium 2 have more bond order, lithium 2 plus 1 is have less bond order, lithium 2 minus is have less bond order. So lithium 2 will have more stability than Li2 plus and Li2 minus. Next one is boron. When you see this, when both are having similar bond order, then we have to see which is having more antibonding will have less stability. Next, boron. Boron has 5 electrons. So hypothetical molecule is B2, that is 10 electron. 1s2, sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2 and pi 2px1 and pi 2py. This is the order. So when you see that bond order, 6 minus 4, bonding is 6 electron, antibonding is 4. So 6 minus 4 by 2, that is equal to 1. So what is the nature? Magnetic nature, it has unpaired electrons, so it is paramagnetic. Next, when you see this hypothetical molecule of carbon is carbon 2. Carbon 2 will have 12 electrons. One carbon has 6 electrons. So carbon 2 will have 12 electrons. That is sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, pi 2px2, pi 2py2. So when you see this, bond order is 8 minus 4. That is 2 bond order, that is diamagnetic because it has all electrons are paired. Next one, nitrogen molecule. As a hypothetical and natural itself it is a nitrogen 2. So 7 7 14 electrons will be there. Sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, 2px2, 2py2 and sigma 2pz2. So how many bond order, how to calculate bond order? If you see that it has 10 bonding electron and 4 antibonding electrons, so that only 6. So last also you can calculate. Last one also you can calculate, that is pi 2px2 and pi 2py2 and sigma 2pz2. When you see that 6 bonding electrons are there, antibonding is 0, so that 3. So all paired electrons are present in nitrogen molecule, so that it is diamagnetic. So nitrogen bond order is 3. When nitrogen will change into ion, so when nitrogen turned into ions, it has first nitrogen will have 14 electrons that will be filled in such a way. If one electron is removed, it has 13. If one electron is added, if it has 14. So N2 minus will have 15 electrons. 1s2 sigma 1s2 2s2 sigma star 2s2 pi 2px2 pi 2py2. It will be filled in such a way. So the bond order is 6 minus 1 by 2, that is 5 by 2, that is 2.5. So 2.5 have less bond order than 3. So which is having more stability? 3 is more stability. And when it turns to cation, that is plus N2 plus 13 electrons are there. So the 13 electrons will be filled in such a way. The bond order will be 7 minus 2 by 2, that is 5 by 2, and bond order will be 2.5. It has unpaired electrons, so it is paramagnetic. So when you arrange this nitrogen, nitrogen plus and nitrogen minus, the order will be nitrogen will have more stability than N2 plus than N2 minus. This order is very important. Sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, and for calculate the bonding and anti-bonding electrons. Bonding and anti-bonding, carefully you have to check. This is for nitrogen plus. So it has one unpaired electron, so it is paramagnetic. So this is the way we have to arrange those molecules in the increasing order of their stability. When you see the stability, if it is stability, more stability means less energy. If it has less stability means more energy. So always antibonding will have more energy and less stable. Bonding molecular orbital will have more energy and less energy and more stable for antibonding. For bonding, more energy and less stable. That means it is stable. So go through this and read your textbook also. In your textbook, many example it is given. Learn the textbook content.